Thank you, thank you. All right, as we kind of complete it and finish up, I still got a few students joining us, but we're going to go ahead and get started. I want to honor your time and let you know that I do plan on starting close to 8 o'clock every single morning that we meet. That way I honor your time because we only have 45 minutes each day. So at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to split things up a little bit, and I'm going to break you up into breakup rooms in just a moment. Some small rooms. I'm going to give you a chance to talk about your answer, what you think the answer to this riddle is and why, and have an opportunity to try to persuade and convince the people in your group to think that's the correct answer as well. Also in this time, if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself in your group, in your small group, having a moment to introduce yourself before you give the answer, say which school you're coming from, and then maybe one thing that you're excited for or a little nervous about for this year, okay? And before I split you up into some groups, some breakout rooms right now, first off, I would just like to take a moment and I do a welcome. And if you've had me before in the past, I taught 7th grade last year at Horizon, and I have quite a few students this year that I had the privilege of teaching last year. Then I do a little cheesy warm-up or a little greeting every single morning just to get things going. Well, I'll say, good morning, 8th grade. And I just love it if you can give me a good warm welcome. Good morning, Mr. Polly, back. So at this point, if you wouldn't mind, you can unmute your microphones. That way I can hear that lovely good morning back. We'll see who can be louder. My last 8th grade class did a pretty good job. I was impressed for 8 o'clock. So we'll give it a try, see how we can do, and then I'll split us up into some small groups, some breakout rooms. So here we go. Good morning, 8th grade.
Good morning, Mr. Polly.
Morning, Mr. Polly.
Hey, not too bad, not too bad. Thank you so much for all of you brave volunteers out there giving a good morning. I love that. We currently have about 21 students in our class. That's pretty low. I'm guessing that number is going to skyrocket probably next week as we have over 100 students together in the 8th grade. So I'm guessing we'll probably have up to 40 or 50 in this group by next week. So for today, hey, it's a small group. That's okay. And then we're going to get to it. So right now, I'm going to break you up into some breakout rooms. You should see a little invitation. Fantastic job. Shouldn't be a problem. And this is a review from last week. So I'm going to go through this pretty quick. All right. And then we're going to do a class overview. I'm going to talk about in Canvas what our class looks like. In case some of you have not accessed the Canvas class yet, I just want to give you a few helpful suggestions on how to navigate through it quickly and efficiently. And then the last bit for today will be a mini lesson on completing this week's assignment. So if you've done the virtual locker, which some of you have, and they look fantastic, awesome. If some of you are struggling, like how do I even get to my virtual locker? What is a virtual locker? How do I screen share, or how do I take a picture, screencast? No, I can't think of the word right now, the term. When you take a picture of your screen.
Screenshot.
Thank you. Screenshot. See, you guys are so much better than I am even at this technology. So if you don't know how to take a screenshot, thank you, Aurora, then I'll go over that too and give you some instructions. Okay? And then the last little thing on there says questions. Whatever time we have left on, I'll stay on and even for a little bit after that. And if you want to ask any questions that I missed or I didn't cover, feel free to stay on after class. And I don't teach a class right after this, so I would love to answer any questions that you have. Okay? That's our agenda for today. Any questions on the agenda? No? Okay. Then let's go ahead and go to the next slide, which is Zoom etiquette. And again, this should be review. You're 8th graders. This shouldn't be a problem, so I'm not going to waste your time spending a lot of time on this, as you should already know this from your advisory class, but I do just want to go over it real quick. 1, have materials ready. If I ask you to come to class with some background knowledge for having completed a task, please make sure that you do. Otherwise, this time can be wasted for you. If you don't come to class with the things you need, it can be a waste for you. Number 2, try to stay in one spot during the Zoom. Really, that's only if your camera's on. If you have to get up, if you need to do something, you're at home. I'm not going to stop you from that. I just ask that your camera screen's not on if you're doing a marathon outside. Okay? Number 3, don't use a fun background. I just ask that, especially if it's like animated. I know Zoom has those cool features and I haven't blocked it. because it hasn't been a problem yet. If you want to put a background on that's not distracting, I'm fine with that. If it's moving, if it's like that, I might ask you to stop. But for now, okay, as long as you don't abuse it, you can use it. Okay. Next one, number 4, know when and how to mute your microphone. I'll mute all of you upon entering the classroom. That way, just in case you're like, something's going on or you're talking, it's not distracting. Okay. So I'll always try to mute yourself beforehand, but just be aware that if it's not muted, everybody can hear everything. Okay. I had a mom on a business call the other day behind a student, and everybody could hear the whole conversation until I could mute the student. Okay. So just be aware of that. Number 5, find a quiet spot. Hey, I hope many of you, if you're on a couch, in a comfortable chair, okay, that's totally fine. As long as you can work and do the tasks that I have, that's fine. Be comfortable. All right. Number 6, be on time. I'm really going to ask that everybody's at least 5 minutes early to our Zoom calls. That gives me time to go through the list to make sure the students who are on there in the waiting room should be in the class. Okay. So if you're on there 5 minutes early, that doesn't mean you have to participate 5 minutes early. That all it means is like you log in. That way I can see your name, I can get you started, and then we can start class sooner. Okay. You might be waiting a little bit if I've started class until I can admit you into the classroom. Number 7, wait your turn. If you have a question, you can do the little raise your hand feature on there. If we do like agree, disagree, thumbs up, thumbs down, that's fine. I'll usually like, hey, who wants to share out? Just unmute your microphone and the first one to talk can kind of share. All right. Hasn't been a problem yet. And the last one, number 8, this is the most important. Please be respectful of your classmates, especially your classmates. Okay. I get it. I'm wrong sometimes, and that's okay. You can respectfully disagree with me. You can respectfully disagree with the classmate, but we're definitely going to have the best intentions when we go into it. We're going to assume the best for each other. Okay. So just be respectful. These are your classmates. We're with each other for a year. So never put somebody down in this class. All right. Cool. Any questions with the 8 pieces of Zoom etiquette? No? All right. Then we're going to go back to the agenda. We're now on the class overview. Class overview. So right now I'm going to go ahead and share with you my class. Go into here. And right here where it says Language Arts 8. If you have not been in there before, make sure you always click on the course title first. And then that's going to take you into the home page. This is our home page in here where I have important information about contacting me. I have my school email address. If you ever have a question, you can go there. Okay. Google Voice number, that's set up to my phone. It's just a different number. So if you ever need to leave a message, I don't have a class phone, but your parents can get a hold of me this way too. If I don't answer, please just leave a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Okay. For virtual class sessions, we have our Wednesday B group and Friday B group. Obviously, this is our Friday group. So if you have signed up on Sign Up Genius, thank you. If you have not, please do so by like today as soon as you can, because I'm going to start putting you in those specific classes. That way when I'm checking you in each day, I can make sure that I got the right students in the right class. Okay. So again, make sure you go to Sign Up Genius. I'll show you where that's at if you've not signed up so far, and then pick this day as your day if you'd like this. There's also still some spots available for Wednesday. Okay. And that's only for this first quarter. So next quarter, we'll do it again. So if you don't like Fridays as your class, you can switch it and make it for a Wednesday. Office hours. Each day from 1:25 to 2:10. Most days I'm sitting on my computer with Zoom open. So you can just pop in and ask a question. If I'm working with somebody else, you might be in the waiting room for a little bit until it's your turn. Otherwise, just send me an email, and then I'm really diligent during that time to get back at answering all emails every day. Monday is by appointment only. So if you're like, Mr. Polly, I really need to have 15 minutes of your time. Can I set up an appointment for Monday during 3? Oh, I got to change. Sorry. It's actually 12:35 to 2:55. So where it says 3:35, I'm not sure why I put that on there. It's actually 12:35. So I'll go back in today and change that. Okay. Yeah, please just use that to get a hold of me if you need some extra time. All right, next, that was kind of just the class tour of the homepage, which many of you have already used. Next, I just want to go over modules real quick. How do we use our modules? Why are they there? And to give you some helpful suggestions on your activities for this week. So I'm going to go to modules on the side. You can also access it from your homepage on the bottom. There's a little link that says modules. You can use that as well. Hopefully your parents had a chance to see my back to school night last night, my video that I put together. If they didn't, they can still check it out on this page right here. I posted it closer to 4. So if they got on before then, it wasn't on. But back to school night is right there. You can watch that at your convenience. And next up, we're module 1 for week 1, 8th grade. I had a welcome introduction video, the weekly PACE plan and learning targets. Every week you will see at least one page that says weekly plan, PACE plan and learning targets. This is very important because I'm going to try to make your lives a lot easier with this. I'm trying to make your lives a lot easier using this page. So what I'm going to show you, click in here. And then you're going to see that I break it into days. So it starts with Tuesday because our weeks always start on Tuesday and our weeks always end on Monday. It goes from Tuesday to Monday. Why, you might ask? You get the weekend. Okay, it gives you the weekend to work on assignments. Since this is an online course, we're trying to make it a little bit easier and give you some flex time. Okay, on here I break it into days. So Tuesday, I encourage you to watch the welcome video. I also provided a link here for you. Preview virtual locker. Here's a link to get into the virtual locker for the week. Sign up Genius for signing up for the class. I also gave you a link here because I thought those are all the things that you should do on Tuesday. If you don't do these things on Tuesday, is it late? You lose points? Nope. You have until Monday every week to get things in, to turn it in on time. Okay? So try to get everything done by Monday. If you don't get something done on Monday, as long as it's not like a formal assessment, you can still turn it in later for full points. But if the teacher considers it to be a formal assessment, like a unit assessment or something bigger, then you can lose up to 20% on your assignment by turning it in late. Okay? All assignments except for the final at the end of the quarter, you can redo as well, especially if you turn them in on time and earn up to 100 points, 100%. Okay, that's a really good just reminder for you to remember. Wednesday, if you had class Wednesday, there was a Zoom link. For Tuesday, this is the Padlet link. Thursday, this is the Padlet link. So when you're doing all of your work on Padlet, this will be the link that you're going to access Padlet through, and I'll show you that today. I also created one. I added this today for some students who are having still some troubles using Padlet. How do you put a picture on there? How do you put your virtual locker? I did a quick video right here that can help you do that as well. Friday, we're all doing the Zoom link right now. And then by Monday, I tell you, hey, you need to complete and submit your virtual locker. You need to put the virtual locker on the assignment in the module 1. The comments, you need to do the screenshot with those as well. And then complete the summary activity for this week. And I should give you a little bit of time at the end of class to complete that. Okay? Any questions right now? I know I'm covering a lot and I'm talking a lot. I promise I won't talk this much in our actual classes. Any questions? No? Okay. So then I just want to go over a few things real quick with the assignment for this week, starting with the virtual locker. If you have not done so far and you want to access it, remember it's right here. I'm going to open up the copy. As long as you're signed in to Cherry Creek Schools up here in the right-hand corner of your screen and not your own personal Google account, you should see this screen right here when you go to open it, where it says copy document. I forced copied everything, so when you open this, it'll force you to make a new copy. So I'm going to make a copy. And then once I'm in there, this is your big assignment for this week. It's a fun chance for me to get to know you, and we're going to be using this next week during our class time, talking about main ideas, different topics that are going to lead us into themes. And we're going to find a theme for our own class based on our virtual lockers for next week. So it is very important that you complete this because it's also going to be part of next week's assignment. So as you went through it, module 1, just kind of explain what we're going to be doing. Number 2, what are some things you're going to miss from your brick and mortar school? And I tell you what I'm going to miss. I'm going to miss seeing students in class. Okay, now my students are giving me a hard time. I'm giving students a hard time. I'm gonna miss that. That's why I became a teacher too, because I love working with students. All right. Pizza parties, fun parties in there. I like to play chess with my students too. I'm gonna miss those times, those interactions. Also, you can see a little Bitmoji of myself here walking. I'm gonna miss the time like in the classroom where I can walk around in the hallways. I'm sitting at my desk for a lot of the day, and it's not super fun sitting down. So those are a couple things that I'm gonna be missing from brick and mortar school. Then, as you can see, this was my virtual locker that I created. It took me about 45 minutes to create a Bitmoji because I'm not the most technologically advanced. I'm sure most of you already have a Bitmoji app on your phone that you've completed. If you haven't, I'm sure if I did this, you're not going to have any problem because most of you are way better at using technology than I am. So I gave you instructions on a couple pages down how to create a Bitmoji and how to upload those pictures to your virtual locker. So there's my little welcome. And then I tried to add as many items up to 10. You can do more than that represent who you are. So for example, I have a backpack down here. I like to go backpacking in the summertime. Colorado native. I spent a lot of time in my youth in Boy Scouts and all over kind of the world too, backpacking. So that's something that I really enjoy. I like the Broncos. Being a Colorado native, I like most Colorado sports. Wrestling shoes. I've coached wrestling high school and middle school level for the last 10 years. I was a wrestler myself. I've also played football. UNC. I went to University of Northern Colorado. And my family right there, it's hard to see, but I've got 2 daughters, Eliana Michaela, and my son Zachariah, who was just born 5 months ago. And then I got a dog, a golden doodle named Chloe. Okay, so a little bit about myself, my family there. Here's a picture of me backpacking last summer after a huge avalanche. This whole area used to be trees, and now it was just wiped out. And then I like to read books. Okay, a little bit about myself. You might be wondering, how do you get those pictures so clear on there without the backgrounds? I also gave you a link to help you out there. Okay, so this is going to be your locker. You can use this one. I'm also going to show you a few examples of, I think in 8th grade, some students who went with a completely different background for a locker. They didn't like this locker. That's fine. You could do something completely different. If you want to hand draw your own locker, take a picture of it, go for it. And this is your locker. All right. So when I give you an assignment, if you want to tweak it or change it a little bit, please go for it. I like to see your creativity in it. I give you a foundation. You can use it. You don't have to. This is just something for you to to make your life easier if it helps. All right. Going down the slides, you could do on here just a quick little 5 things you might want to add to your locker as a brainstorming right here. A graphic organizer. Next one, how do I? Don't panic. How do I get a Bitmoji of myself? How do I put those pictures on there with the transparent backgrounds? Here's a quick little tutorial link. Here's how. So if you're curious about it, you can use that. On slide 7, how do I find things to add to my locker? This also walks you through how to find images with transparent backgrounds. And if you're not a person who likes to read directions, on the next slide, right here, this link, right there, I also provide a video of me going through it step by step. So if that's helpful, you can use this video right there in the middle to help you be successful, okay? Any questions so far in the virtual locker? I don't see any hands raised. I don't see all the screens. So if you had something, please just shout it out. Bell?
Do we like copy it and then add the pictures onto ours?
Copy what? The virtual locker?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you go to do that, and I'm going to show you, I gave you instructions on that. When you're done with your locker, I'll show you how to take a screenshot, or you can save your page as well, that image, and then you can paste it into Padlet.
Okay.
Did that answer the question?
Sort of.
Sorta. What else?
Like, I'm questioning like how to because when I did it on your slide, I couldn't add images or anything, and I tried copying it and it didn't let me add any.
Oh, so you're talking about from the web how to get pictures onto here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me show you just an example real quick. Okay, if I'm on Google, and this is that video that I gave you, you can use again. I'll show you where it's at. But just real quick, if I want to look up a picture like Broncos, all right? Some of you are like cringing right now, like don't do the Broncos, Mr. Polly. I'm going to go to images right here. And then I'm also going to, this is a cool tool. If I want to just get pictures that have a transparent background, I'm going to click on the tools button right here. I'm going to go to where it says color, and I'm going to go to transparent. So again, tools, color, transparent. And now all the pictures that are on here should have a transparent background, which means when I put it in my locker, you won't see the background. So let's say I like this picture. I'm going to click on it. I can see that it has these little checkers behind it right there. I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to hit copy image. I'm going to go back to my virtual locker, and this was the example one. I'm going to right click and hit paste, and I have it. And I can make it however big or small I would like it and put it in my locker like that.
Okay, now I get it. Thank you.
Does that help?
Yeah.
Perfect. And then I also give you a video later on how to take a screenshot or save your whole locker once it's done to put it into Padlet. Okay. Yeah, Aurora, I see it, your comment that you used LunaPick. That's fantastic too. There's the instructions on there. LunaPick's also a great one to use. Okay. Thanks for sharing that. All right. Any other questions? Thanks, Abel, for sharing that. That was a great question.
So I accidentally just made a copy of my virtual locker slide and none of the other slides and submitted that. So if I go back and fix everything, can I resubmit it for full credit?
Yeah. Who is this talking?
It's Carson.
Hey, Carson. Carson, all you need to submit is the picture of your virtual locker. You don't have to submit everything else.
Oh, okay. Because
Yeah.
I thought when you were talking about it, I thought I did. And I was like, oh, did I do that wrong?
No, you're good. All you need is the picture of your locker. So when you did that to
okay.
Padlet, and then when you submitted that to the assignment in Module 1, that is all you need, and then the 2 conversations that you add to the classmates.
Oh, okay. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for asking that question. That was a really good one. Any other questions? No? Okay. So that's the virtual locker right there. I gave you all those. Remember, please use those resources on there to help you be successful. And again, this is the only page right here, this picture, that you need to add to Padlet. Okay, just this. And then also when it says in assignment virtual locker, upload a picture of your locker. Again, you can use that same picture in your assignment back here for the weekly module. So I'm going to go back to modules. Show you right here where it says virtual locker assignment. That's where you're going to upload a picture also of your locker. And then where it says peer comments, you're just going to take a screenshot of the 2 comments that you added on Padlet. And I'm going to show you Padlet in just a moment. Okay. All right. So that was the virtual locker. So I've had a lot of students email me, ask about Padlet. I think where a lot of students have a hard time is on Padlet. What you need to know is, one, right here under Thursday is the link for Padlet. So when you need to access Padlet, this is where you're going to go to. Please don't sign into Padlet on a tab and then try to find it. You won't. It's really challenging. But if you just click on this link, you're going to see this is all 8th grade virtual lockers that have been completed so far, not just by this class, but also by my other class and my other the other one. Okay. So a few of them I've been going through and deleting if it's not just a locker. All right, if it's just like a picture that you're putting on there, it will be deleted if it's not like what I'm actually asking you. So you can see here a few students, when they put their locker on there, you're going to comment also afterwards about things that are inside. Like this student commented, I also love the Outsiders, awesome locker. Okay, I really love your locker. I'm also a really big fan of the Outsiders and Stranger Things. So you're going to go through and have a chance to see other classmates, other 8th graders' lockers and give them some feedback about it. Okay. So this was the Padlet one. And you can see that there's a lot of lockers done. Students have been doing a fantastic job. And this was my example that I put on there at the beginning, but it doesn't really matter now because there are a lot of really cool student samples. This student did like an animation one, really cool. I'm not sure how she even did that, but she found the way because she's better at technology than I am. on there, okay? And all of these ones are the same locker. I think it was my 7th. Oh, there we go. There's a hand-drawn one up here from Eliana. It looked really cool. My other class, my 7th grade class, did a whole bunch that were different backgrounds, and that was totally fine as well. Okay. Any questions on Padlet while I'm here on this page? No? I'm realizing my time is coming to an end. Went a little bit slower. I'm sorry. I think with the breakout rooms, and I thought 45 minutes is pretty short. So I'm gonna just go real quick. Last thing right here on Padlet help. If you click on that link, I also give you a video on how to put things into Padlet. Please don't forget to sign up for Sign Up Genius, which is right here on Tuesday. If you have not done it so far, please make sure you have a chance to sign up there using Sign Up Genius. Are there any other last minute questions that you think would benefit the whole class? Because if not, I just want to say thank you so much for being here today. I look forward to working with you, and I want to give you this time as you best see fit. You got a minute. If you want to start working on it, I'm going to stay on for about 5 or 10 minutes. And if you have any questions, I would love to walk you through it. Otherwise, have a wonderful day.